Commanders, welcome back to the port. You are looking at the Russian Tier 4 premium battleship, Nikolai the First. At one time, my most favorite battleship. Not anymore. All right, our commander, Mikhail Kedrov. You can see he is one step away from being fully maxed out. His base trait, Vicious Circle, increases turret traverse. I believe it does it 0.05% per level. There's some discussion about that online. Inspired by Celiacs and Du Rebel. Ordinarily, when I use Kedrov on the high tier Russian battleships, I use not the one for nuisance, crisscross, volunteer, kind of really necessary for these Russian ships because they don't have unlimited damage con. And master mechanic, as you can see, a couple extra repair party charges. But for the Nikolai, I use running with scissors as legendary skill and brawler in the first row. Now, Brawler decreases your main gun range, um, and as you can see, running with scissors increases damage and lessens the dispersion. Really, these two skill choices, Brawler and running with scissors, are very important for the Nikolai because this is a battleship that fights up close. So our only modification is the main battery mod 2, further increasing our turret traverse. We've got 5 short reload damage control parties, 5 repair parties, and 3 enhanced secondary targeting consumables. If you're not familiar with Russian battleships, they generally do not have unlimited damage con. So we're on the Nikolai flag and the victory camo. So I'm sure this will incur great laughter. I'm about to show you why not to use the permanent camouflage. So we go in the armor viewer. We're going to remove all of the groups. And you can see that dark blue line at the bottom of the Nikolai. That dark blue line, or the dark blue camouflage layer, totally outlines the above water citadel. Like, hey, shoot here. That first sponson in the front and the last sponson in the back, just below that, or between those two sponsons and in the dark blue area, that's where the citadel is. So kind of laughable that that's the way it is. If you watch my Poltava video, I have similar complaints about the Poltava camo. Now we do have a sort of an icebreaker bow here. I don't know if that was the intent or they just knew that Russian ships have to point their nose toward the bad guy. But we had the armor back in. It does have heavily armored turrets. They are still vulnerable to being knocked out. We have 44,800 hit points and a 13% torpedo damage reduction with this build. 4 3 rifle turrets. The firing range is 13 kilometers, 26.2 reload, 23.4 turret turn. The HE shells do 4,500 damage with a 33% fire chance. The AP shells do just short of 9,000 damage. Look at the secondary armament. Don't be fooled by that. The reload time is so long, you will never be able to get anything resembling an Arkansas or Nassau. Trust me, I tried to do those builds with Porcupine and Von Hipper and the secondary battery mods. It's just not worth it. Don't be fooled. All right, AA defense. Well, at least it has some AA. But in the advent of aircraft carriers, that is a big hindrance. These numbers are all horrific. The rudder shift time, I guess, is okay. Concealment, 12.5 kilometers on the surface. I guess that's okay. I just don't know. So as you can see, after harping on how bad the stock camo was, I forgot to change it back. Good times. So this is really an ideal match for the Nikolai. And what I mean by ideal, it's not the best scenario for the Nikolai, but there are no aircraft carriers. So in that respect, this is a good situation to be in. It is a down tier match, meaning we are the lower tier. This is a fives and fours match. So this is going to give you a good indication of what you can do with the Nikolai when you're down tier in a match without aircraft carriers. It is a capture of the base. That is preferable scenario to domination. So let's see, we've got a Congo out here. I am going to show full broadside. Yes, I am that kind of player in the beginning of the match. I am willing to show full broadside to get shots out on another full broadside battleship. So I'm going to shoot at this Congo, and clearly I thought he was going faster than he was going, which he is not. So those shells are mostly going to miss. Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. I guess this cruiser next to me really wanted to transfer some of his camouflage paint onto mine to help me avoid being citadel. So here's a look at the teams. You can see there are a couple of fail platoons built in there. Friends don't let friends fail platoon in World of Warships Legends. Now I see a juicy target, folks, the Pensacola. Yes, and as you can see, I've got all four turrets aimed at him. Four turrets, three barrels a turret. We are about to hit the Pensacola with the 12 gauge. I lead him. I'm thinking this is going to be beautiful. He's turning away. It is not so beautiful. All right. Well, that was a big letdown. Your priority target in the Nikolai is broadside cruisers. You should be trying to delete them whenever you can at any cost because they are dangerous to your ship due to their speed, maneuverability, and torpedo capability. So as you can see here, I took another swipe at the Congo and he put on the brakes, so I totally whiffed again. All right, maybe I got him for like a couple hundred damage, but I consider that a whiff. Now look at this, folks. Here's a great benefit of the Nikolai. You've heard of super firing turrets. Well, I believe the Nikolai has what I call swivel turrets that can swivel over the center line of the ship to get on target. So I put 9 barrels on the Pensacola. We do get a couple of hits, it looks like. One hit, sorry. But he was turning away again. So good job by that Pensacola player doing what he can do. And you can see that rear turret has come all the way around, but the first three turrets will swivel over the center line of the ship, and it definitely makes pursuit of enemy ships much easier, much easier to fight one-on-one that way. So as you can see, despite the Pensacola's best efforts, we are doing him in. We're going to take one last shot here. I was just checking out the starboard side to see how far away those guys were, to see if I could risk this. In my mind, we can risk this. We will risk this. Boom, all 12 barrels. We're shooting the 12 gauge again, and we are rewarded. First blood as the Pensacola goes down. Now here's a Hawkins. Hawkins has torpedoes, so I'm turning away because the island is there. I think I can dodge most of these, and they fell short. Oh, Mr. Hawkins, you shouldn't have gotten so close to the Nikolai. Double Citadel, devastating strike, our second kill. That's what you do in this ship, boys and girls. All right, so we're burning our second damage con because we were on fire again. And we've got two cruisers, and we've got that pesky Congo over here still. And I believe this is where you're going to see the low caliber main battery guns of the Nikolai come into play, rear their ugly head and haunt us. That was not the kind of damage I was expecting. So I'm going to put my nose towards the Congo. As you can see, knocked out a turret. We are going to put that back online here in a second. And I'm going to aim at the Königsberg. And thankfully, the Congo blocked the torpedoes that could have had a chance at hitting me. All right, so Königsberg, two citadels, and he's destroyed. So I'm feeling pretty good about life. We got 3 kills. I got 2 ships over here. One's a cruiser. I think, yep, this is going to be a Kraken. You know, we dodged some more torpedoes. Look at this thing. It's like a Gordie Howe hat trick. I got a bunch of citadels. I got a kill. We dodged some torpedoes. And I'm like, oh no. I couldn't secure that kill. Well, come on. I've at least got to kill the Svetlana. It's a soft skin cruiser. But there's the high caliber. But the Svetlana is going to kite away here I have to tip my hat to the commander of the Svetlana. He did a good job here. I really thought that I was going to be able to take him out. I probably aimed those a little too high. And I just don't know how to explain this here. I thought I had some really good shots at him. And it's just not going to come to fruition. I don't know if I was drawing back from aiming a little too soon, kind of lifting my head off of the sights or what. Right here, I thought there's no way he's going to survive this. But as you can see, most of the shots missed. So that's my own fault. I bet if he had been closer, different outcome. And this, again, the dispersion, I'm paying for that brawler. Perhaps, when you get outside of 4 kilometers, that the brawler dispersion or the running with scissors dispersion rears its ugly head and you get hurt by that. All right, so that's the end of the battle. Congratulations, you get 5 steel for having a great match. Oh yeah, love that steel, folks. I should get the Missouri sometime around the 22nd century. All right, so as you can see here, we got a high caliber, a devastating strike, and a first blood, 3 kills, 102,753 total damage, over 250,000 silver. I'm pretty happy with that. In a 5-4 match, the Nikolai hitting above its weight. Thankfully, due to no aircraft carriers, top of the board, 3 kills. I don't think you can get any better than that. However, I caution you, in the age of aircraft carriers, the Nikolai is not the powerhouse it used to be. Thanks for watching.